This video here, what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at solving, this is question 4 on the paper. And from what we have f of x is equal to 2 minus 5x, while h of x is equal to 5 raised to the x power. Our first part is for us to solve for f of 4. So here we'd have f of 4. So all this means is wherever we see, for the function f, wherever we see x, we're going to put 4. So we're going to have 2 minus 5 in bracket 4. So 2 minus 5 times 4 is 20. So here we're going to have negative 18. And for the next part here now, we have h of 0. So like before, wherever you see for the function h of x, where we see x, we're going to put 0. So this is equal to 5. And where we see x, we're now going to put 0. 5 to the 0 power is 1. So these are very straightforward. Let's move on to the next question here now, wherein we have the same functions, f of x equal to 2 minus 5x and h of x equal to 5 raised to the x power, and we have to solve for f(h) of minus 2. Now to solve this, it requires for us to actually do it in a few stages. So if we look here, we would notice that, so let me just write it bigger so you can see a bit clearly. So we have f of h and we have minus 2. So what we need to do is we need to first solve this inner part, which is h minus 2. So like before, wherever we see x, we're going to put whatever values in the bracket. In this case, it's minus 2. So it's 5 to the negative 2 power. Now, based on this being a negative power, we're going to make it the reciprocal. So we're going to just put it in the denominator's position. And then we have 5 squared, which we're just going to expand to be 25. So what we're having is f of 1 divided by 25. So remember again, for f, it's 2 minus 5x. So it's going to be 2 minus 5. Where we see x, now we're going to put 1 divided by 25. We're going to simplify. 5 1's 5. 5 5's 25. So we're going to have 2 minus 1 times 1 is 1 over 5. Moving on, let's use the LCM approach. So 5 divided by 5, 1. So that goes here. Now this is a whole number. Let's put 1 at the bottom. 1 times 5 divided by 1. So here's 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. Therefore, we have 9 divided by 5. So remember, the innermost part needs to be worked first. Whatever answer you have, you're going to use the next function in this case, which is the f function, and you're going to write that value so that you can actually solve. Okay, so next up we have an inverse question. Now for the inverse question, we're going to have to do one thing first. We're going to write it as y. So let's first now just write out which one we're using, which is f of x, which is equal to 2 minus 5x. So we're looking at f inverse of x, which is going to be 2 minus 5x. So what we're doing now is we're going to write it in terms of y. So for f inverse, we're going to write this as y is equal to 2 minus 5x. Then wherever we see y, we're going to write x. So here we have a y, we're going to put it as x. Where we see x now, we're going to put it as y. So that's going to be 2 minus 5y. So in the next step now, let's carry this over the equal sign. So we're going to have x plus 5y is equal to 2. So 5y is equal to 2 minus x. So again, remember again, this is x going over, so it's going to be negative since it's being added on that side, or let's say it's positive on that side. And then we're wanting to get rid of the 5 now, so that's going to go over and divide because it's multiplying. So y is equal to 2 minus x being divided by 5. I believe there's one more question here. Yes, so for this last question, we're looking at f of x is equal to a plus bx, and it wants for us to determine the value of a and b. So it's f of x. That's what we're looking at. So let's now first just write what f of x is, which is 2 minus 5x. Therefore, since we just acknowledged this part, we're now looking for the next part, which is going to be for solving. So f of 2 minus 5x is equal to 2 minus, now where we see 5x, we're going to put 2 minus 5x, so that's going to be in a bracket, 5. Then we have now 2 minus 5x. So what we have here now is 2 minus 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 5 is 25. And then we're going to write our x here. So what we have now is minus 8 plus 25x, meaning that for our value of a, it's going to be minus 8, and for b, it's going to be 25. And this here would have been question 4. Look forward for more videos in relation to preparing you for CSEC mathematics.